Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm at Warner Brothers for the tour.
So, as we're getting started, a number of things that I have to talk about. So I want to make sure that I'm talking about things that interest you. So go ahead and shout out for me. What do you like to watch? TV shows, movies? Let me hear it.
Gilmore Girls.
Okay, Gilmore Girls. What else? That it?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, Fuller House. So we have Friends fans, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So anytime you see the Friends and they're outside in New York, welcome to New York. They never were actually in New York City, spoiler alert. The only times they actually left the studio lot here was to do those on-location episodes of Barbados, Las Vegas, London. I feel like there's another one. I don't know what shouted out. But any of those, they would have left the studio. Everything else was done right here at Warner Brothers. So anytime you see them outside, it's here. For example, when Chandler is chasing Kathy down the street, that would have been right across from where we are. And he sees her and he essentially does a big action sequence. He jumps through some dog bushes, falls in the trash, all of that, right across from where we are. Right back behind us where this other roof is, where Phoebe found the thumb in her can of soda. That would have all been filmed there. You have to leave the set like you found it when you come here, but the trees, they decided to grow their roots here, so they're permanent. They cannot be removed. Come inside this practical set for me. Alright, so this is an example of a practical set, meaning if we want to, we could come in here to film. We don't have to just film the outside of the building. There's plenty of room in here for our crew, our actors, cameras, everything that we need. What's one thing that's missing out of this building, or this room?
Lighting.
Yeah, sort of. What else? Obvious. Ceiling. There we go. So you're never going to have a ceiling in any of these unless it's something like this that you can just lay down over the open space, because the camera's not usually going to catch the ceiling, but that's because that's where we put our lights. All of our lights are going to hang on these rods, on these grids, and then the air conditioning is going to be pumped into these big tubes that you see above you. Now, did anybody see Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Yeah, a couple people. This is the pet shop that they used in Pee-wee's Big Adventure that was on fire when he had to rescue all the pets. Now, in that scene, you'll notice that he also had to save some snakes, which I would run away terrified. But he actually saved those for last because he was terrified of snakes in real life. Paul Rubens, the actor who plays Pee-wee. So if you go back and you watch that movie, when he exits the pet shop, he faints. And that is 100% real. Rachel and Monica would have been standing when they saw Jean-Claude Van Damme. So they would have been peeking around that corner, and he would have been down this way filming his movie with Marcel the monkey. So we're going to head into Tenement Alley. It's just an extension of Hennessy Street. Hennessy Street originally was called Tenement Street, but it was renamed in honor of Mr. Hennessy after he did that work with Annie. So they would have used this alleyway to sometimes be the back alley behind the Alibi Room set in Chicago. So they would have used that a few times, but more notably in this area. Any Spider-Man fans? Early 2000s, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The upside down kiss would have been on these fire escapes to our right, on the right side of the building. So when they did that, if you know that scene, it was pouring down rain. Now, it doesn't rain here that much in Southern California. So what they have to do is bring in what's called a rain grid. They will hang the grid over the set, over the actors. Think of it as like a canopy with sprinklers attached to it. So the sprinklers will rain down drops of water that are about 5 times bigger than what falls from the sky. That way the camera can actually see it. So rain as it falls from the sky is too fine. For example, back in the day, when we made our black and white gangster movies, they would actually put coffee creamer into the water for the rain, so that way it would show up even better on camera. Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore because that would be gross. But for that scene in Spider-Man, as he's hanging upside down, his nose is filling up with water. He's essentially drowning during that scene. So what they had to do was put Vaseline-coated cotton balls in his nose, and that's why she only raises his mask up to here, so then you can't see that. But also, we have another problem. Now he can't breathe. So if you go back and watch the scene, you can see that she's laughing. That's because he sounds like this, because his nose is plugged. They have to fix that later when they edit over his voice. But he is also needing her to basically give him mouth to mouth because he can't breathe. So, nuts. Yeah. Any Prince fans?
I mean, what?
Prince.
Prince.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Prince, yeah. So for the Purple Rain album cover, if you can think about it in your head, he's sitting on a motorcycle, there's fog everywhere, there's someone standing behind him. That would have been right here at these stairs. He would have been sitting here on the pavement, and then that would have been the backdrop for that album cover. Costumes and props that you're going to see are used at some point. And only
And you guys are Harry Potter fans out there. Look at this, see?
Alright, Christmas group, we're going to work our way into Fantastic Beasts next.
for this next part, it's a larger area, so just do a lap, and I will take you over on the other side. This was built for Pretty Little Liars. It was Alison De Laurentiis' house. So what you would get if you go open the door, which we can't, unfortunately, but if you were to open the door, there would be enough space there for just the actor to walk in and close the door behind him. So you could film it as if they were really going home or even leaving the house, but everything else is going to be filmed inside our sound stages, which we're going to check out a little bit later. So probably the coolest part of the jungle is the lagoon, which is to the right. Now the lagoon, if you need it to, can fit up to 200 or hold up to 270,000 gallons of water. We can heat the water if we need to. We can even dye it colors if we need to. Also, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, when he's swinging across the lagoon on his bike, that would have been done here as well. This was turned into a graveyard for the nun, which we're not going to talk about because it's so scary. But they turned this into a graveyard. They filled it in with dirt as opposed to filling it up with water. Also, on a show called The Fosters, if anybody's familiar with that one, this was turned into an amphitheater. So they filled it in and put chairs and seats and all that out there to make it an amphitheater. So stage 9 here to our, or I'm sorry, 7, can't read today. Stage 7 was home to 3 of our Best Picture winners. They filmed inside there. The first one would be The Life of Emile Zola, which was the first movie that, or first Best Picture winner we had. Following that was Casablanca. And then after that would have been My Fair Lady with Audrey Hepburn.
This is the last bit of the tour that I am doing. I hope everybody enjoy it, have fun, and please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you on the next one. And keep on punching. See ya.